It's 6:45 and time for News to Go. We have a look at today's top news stories, traffic and weather, all before you head out the door.
Now, we just saw all lanes are now back open on I-85 southbound, but we start with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz's acceptance of the Democratic vice presidential nomination.
I'm letting you in on how we started a family because this is a big part about what this election is about. Freedom. When we Democrats talk about freedom, we mean the freedom to make a better life for yourself and the people that you love. Freedom to make your own health care decisions. And yeah, your kids' freedom to go to school without worrying about being shot dead in the hall.
Tim Walz accepting his Democratic nomination for vice president on night 3 of the DNC in Chicago. During one of the biggest political speeches of his career, Walz spoke about what he feels about this election is truly about. Tonight, Vice President Kamala Harris will close the DNC as the final sprint to Election Day begins. Now, as the Democratic National Convention, one of our very own upstate delegates is making history this year.
She's the youngest delegate in South Carolina and one of the youngest at the convention as well. Our Isabel Mark is here with more. Good morning, Isabel.
Good morning to you both. At just 17 years old, before she can even vote, Annika Crovey is attending her first Democratic National Convention. Now, she has a history of playing a part in politics. She is a DNC member, the National Chair of High School Democrats of America, and South Carolina's Youth Governor for YMCA Youth in Government, just to name a few. She says being one of the youngest at the convention can come with its struggles, but she says it is clear that her voice is more important than ever.
They're ready to have us lead and have us voice our opinions, because at the end of the day, a lot of the issues that we talk about here, whether it's addressing the climate crisis or preventing gun violence or making sure that we have our freedoms for the future, these are all issues that are affecting Gen Z and affecting the next generations of voters.
She also says being a part of the South Carolina delegation has been a blast. Besides taking part in the ceremonial roll call, that is, she has served on several panels. Back to you.
They always say, sure, please stick to policy, don't get personal. And yet they're getting personal all night long, these people. Do I still have to stick to policy?
Former President Trump was on the campaign trail in North Carolina yesterday. The former president and his running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, held their first major outdoor rally since the assassination attempt. Security was visibly increased with snipers positioned on roofs and bulletproof glass set up in front of the podium. In his remarks, former President Trump responded to criticism from speakers at the Democratic National Convention. And of course, for the latest for the campaign trail, you can always visit WYFF4.com or our mobile app as we count down to the November election. An investigation continues into credit card skimmers found at several gas pumps in Spartanburg County. According to a report, a maintenance worker found those skimmers at a Valero gas station on Chesney Highway outside of Spartanburg. There's no word on when exactly those devices were installed, but the report says the pumps were previously serviced about a month ago. If you think you used one of those pumps, the FBI says to monitor the account you used and pay close attention for any suspicious activity. The best ways to avoid gas pump skimmers: use the tap to pay option. Choose a pump that's closer to the store and in direct view of the attendant, or simply pay inside with the cashier instead of at the pump.
The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission has urged caution about water beads in the past, citing the dangers of young children ingesting them. But a new study shows the popular toy is still posing a danger as emergency room visits continue to rise.
Manufacturers have done a little bit better labeling and warning. Federal government's done some recalls and some warning. The media's gotten a lot of word out. Social media's gotten a lot of the word out, but not nearly enough. These injuries continue to happen and at accelerating rates.
Now, between 2007 and 2022, researchers estimate there were more than 8,000 water bead-related emergency department visits in the U.S. More than half of the cases involved children younger than 5, and nearly half involved ingestion. The researchers say they've also seen water bead-related eye injuries in teenagers, mostly when the beads are used as projectiles in toy guns without eye protection.
Labor Day is about the time when fall allergies start. So when kids start going back to school, that's when you'll start to notice more of those allergy symptoms of itchy eyes, stuffy nose, drippy nose, lots of sneezing.
As we inch closer to the end of summer, fall allergy season is gearing up, and that means several people will be reaching for the tissue box pretty soon. So to help with the symptoms this fall, allergists say it's important to keep allergens out of your home. You can do that by shutting your windows and also remembering to take a shower after going outdoors. Don't let your pets inside the bedroom either, since they can carry pollen on their fur. And when it comes to medication, doctors say nasal steroids are a good go-to option for relief, as well as antihistamines for symptoms like itchiness and sneezing.
Okay, well, as we continue to kind of take a look at pollen, if you're new to the area, just kind of a heads up. Usually in August, we have a little bit of weed pollen, but it really kind of begins to go up and starts to hit its peak by next month. That is September. If you're going out and about today, by the way, it's going to be a pretty nice day for it. All the grass, weed, and tree pollen is relatively low. 62 degrees in Pickens. We have 58 right now in Franklin as we take a look region-wide. We've got a few extra clouds here or there, but it's going to be a nice day. Partly cloudy skies as we go throughout the afternoon today. Highs will be back to near 80 degrees for Greenville in the upstate. We're going to be back in the mid to upper 70s for Asheville in the mountains. We've got at least 2 more days, and then it's going to get really hot. We'll take a look at that with your 4-day plus in about 7 or 8 minutes from right now. Let's get you outside, get a check on those roads. How's it looking, Destiny?
Well, right now, some of those backups we were talking about are starting to clear up a little bit. This is a live look at I-85 near Woodruff Road. All lanes from that incident are now back open, but the backups aren't clear just yet. You can see that on the far right-hand side of your screen there. Our travel times, let's take a look at those right now. Airport to Woodruff Road, ouch, 29 minutes. That's I-85 southbound. So make sure you get out the door extra early. The other 2 commute times look great. I-240 to Asheville Highway, 11 minutes. Fairview Road to downtown, 13 minutes. Also right now, you're getting a live look from Furman University. This morning, about 617 first-year students will move into their dorms. Construction is now complete on Lakeview Hall, which will open with 210 rooms. The first-year dorm features study spaces, a communal kitchen, and ADA-compliant rooms with optional door buzzers and flashing lights. The first day of class for all students will be Tuesday, August 27th. Well, just in time for our fake fall, pumpkin spice returns to Starbucks this morning. This is 2 days earlier than last year, though. Since its launch, the pumpkin spice latte has ushered in an era of pumpkin spice products. Starbucks says roughly 10% of the chain's overall sales come from seasonal food and seasonal drinks.
And speaking of seasons, eras, Taylor Swift continues to leave her mark on the entertainment world. The pop superstar wrapped up the final European show of her Eras tour on Tuesday night, playing at London's Wembley Stadium. That performance marked her 8th show at Wembley during this tour, which is the most ever played by a solo artist in a single tour. Michael Jackson held the previous record, performing at Wembley Stadium 7 times back in 1988. The Eras tour isn't over just yet. Swift will be back on stage in Miami on October 18th.